First of all, thank you so much for subscribing to my YouTube channel, Knox Way to Learn. In the previous video yesterday, I have explained you one of the important topics for intermediate second year comprehension passage. In intermediate second year board examination, one question is given as Roman number 6th, and in that question, one unseen passage is given, and below that passage there will be 5 questions. Now you need to answer those 5 questions after reading and understanding that passage, so that you will get 5 marks. So in this video today, let's see a model comprehension passage given in our textbook. And moreover, in our textbook totally 26 comprehension passages are given. So in our textbook totally there are 26 passages are given from page number 174 to 190. 26 passages are given in our textbook from page number 174 to 190. But due to COVID-19 this year, passages from 18 to 26 have been deducted from the syllabus. That means it is enough to practice just 17 comprehension passages in this academic year. Okay, understand? So it is enough to practice just 17 comprehension passages. We need not to practice all the 26 passages. Some passages were deducted from the syllabus due to COVID-19 this year. Okay. Now let's see a model comprehension passage given in our textbook. But before doing that, we have to keep in mind that to answer this question successfully and to score 5 out of 5 marks in our examinations, we must have reading skills. For this reading skill, we have to keep reading newspapers, books, magazines or articles as much as possible, or at least 15 to 20 minutes every day, so that you will come to know how to understand a given text and how to understand different meanings of different words based on the context and the inner meaning of a given text. So the more you read, the more you will be able to develop these skills. So I suggest you to make reading a habit in your life. Now let's see one model comprehension passage given in our textbook on page number 176, and you see it on the display. And the title of the passage is The Eye. And here first of all we have to read the given passage from starting to ending. Here one common mistake most of the students do is they directly go to the questions and start searching for answer. This is mistake. Okay, remember it. First of all we have to read the given text from starting to ending, so that you will get the central idea of the passage or theme of the passage. Okay, so now let's read the passage. I will read it just to see the text and listen to me. Okay. Light enters the eye by refracting or bending as it passes through the cornea. Light rays then pass through the opening into the eye known as the pupil. The pupil size is controlled by a muscle known as the iris. The pupil becomes smaller when in bright area and larger in dark area. After leaving the pupil, light rays are reflected once again as they pass through the convex lens of eye. Light rays continue traveling through a jelly-like material called the vitreous humor. An upside down image is formed on the back of the eye known as the retina. Cone cells on the retina interpret the color of the image, and the rod cells interpret the black and white colors. Lastly, the image is taken to the brain for the image to be seen correctly. So this is the given passage. So if you read like that, you will get the central idea of the passage. Now after reading this, what did we learn? This passage is about the eye. Some information is given about the eye. So after reading like this once, you have to go to the starting again and read it with details. Okay, now let's see it. Light enters the eye by refracting or bending as it passes through the cornea. Cornea is nothing but the eyeball. Okay, if we want to see any object, what is the process? light must fall onto the object first, and it should reflect from that object and come into our eye. Then it falls on the eyeball. This eyeball is called cornea. Then it refracted and bends, and light rays then pass through the opening into the eye known as the pupil. After falling onto the cornea, light rays pass through the opening into the eye called pupil. Pupil is nothing but a small black dot at the center of the eye. Okay, that is called pupil. So after falling on the cornea, light enters into the pupil. The pupil size is controlled by a muscle known as the iris. This pupil size is controlled by the muscle iris. Around that black spot, you can find some brownish color layer, that is called iris. The pupil becomes smaller when in bright area and larger in dark area. You see, whenever we want to see something in the extremely bright light, automatically we happen to close our eyes. In the same way, whenever we see some object in the dark or at night time, we enlarge our eyes like this. That means in bright areas we contract our eye size, and in dark area we enlarge. Okay, so that is the meaning. The pupil becomes smaller when in bright area and larger in dark area. After leaving the pupil, light rays are refracted once again as they pass through the convex lens of the eye. So after leaving this pupil, the light rays fall onto the convex lens. There is a lens in our eyes. Lenses are two types: convex lenses and concave lenses. So in 9th class or 10th class in physical science, I think you might have studied about lenses. We have two types of lenses: convex lenses and concave lenses. So in our eye, there is convex lens. So after leaving the light rays, the pupil, it goes onto the convex lens. Light rays continue traveling through a jelly-like material called vitreous humor. After falling onto the convex lens, the light rays keep traveling and they pass through a material. This is just like a colorless jelly-like material, and it is called vitreous humor. An upside down image is formed on the back of the eye known as the retina. After all this process, finally the rays fall on the retina and form an upside down image. The upside down image of the object which we are seeing. Cone cells on the retina interpret color of the image, and rod cells interpret the black and white color. So on the retina there are two types of cells: cone cells and rod cells. Cone cells understand or identify the colors, the color of the object. It may be red or green or yellow, whatever may be the color. The color is identified by the cone cells on the retina. And the black and white colors are identified by rod cells. So there are two types of cells in our eye: cone cells and rod cells. Lastly, the image is taken to the brain for the image to be seen correctly. From there is a nerve connected to the brain. This upside down image of the object is passed through that nerve and it reaches the brain. Then the brain processes the image and it tells us what is that object, what is the color of the object, what is the size of the object, etc. So this is the process of seeing an object, or the working principle of an eye. So this is the meaning of this passage. Okay, now let's see what are the questions given below it. You see the first question: what is the opening into the eye called? What is the opening into the eye called? You see, the answering these questions is very, very important. You can directly find the answers in the passage itself. Okay. So, what is the opening into the eye called? So, if you look at the text, in the second line, you can find the opening into the eye known as the pupil. The opening into the eye known as the pupil. Okay. So, the pupil, the answer is the pupil. Second question: What is the muscle that controls the size of the pupil? What is the muscle that controls the size of the pupil? So in the same second line you can find the pupil size is controlled by a muscle known as the iris. The pupil size is controlled by a muscle known as the iris. So the iris controls the size of the pupil. Therefore, the answer to this question is the iris. Okay. And third one, state true or false. State true or false. So we need not write anything, but we have to confirm whether it is true or false. The given statement is true or false. Let's see what it is. The pupil becomes smaller in dark areas. The pupil becomes smaller in dark areas. So in the given text you see, in the third line you see, the pupil becomes smaller when in bright area. The pupil becomes smaller in bright area. Okay, but in the question it is given that the pupil becomes smaller in dark areas. So definitely this is wrong. That means the answer is false. Okay, understand? And fourth question, write the antonym of convex. You see the students, for all the 5 questions you cannot find the answers in the given passage. So directly you can find the answers for 3 or 4 questions. One question is definitely given from we have to answer it using our common sense. Okay, we cannot find this in the given text. Okay, you see the fourth question, write the antonym of convex. So in our given text this word convex is given, but its opposite is not given. Then we have to use our knowledge or common sense. So in our 9th class or 10th class in physical science subject, we might have studied that there are 2 types of lenses, convex lenses and concave lenses. So the opposite of convex will be, antonym means opposite. The antonym of convex is concave. So you cannot find this concave in the given text. You have to write it yourself. Okay, understand? And finally, 5th question, where does an upside down image form in the eye? So where does an upside down image form? So you see, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You see the 6th line from top. An upside down image is formed on the back of the eye known as the retina. Okay, where does the upside down image form? It is formed on the retina. So the retina is the answer. So in this way we can answer the questions in the comprehension passage, which will give us 5 marks. So to do it effectively you have to do much more practice, because practice is very, very important. The more you practice, the more you will be able to answer this type of questions successfully. So you take your textbook or study material, whatever you have, you practice these comprehension passages like this. So this is all about this class, and in the next class let's see another topic. So until then, bye. And one more thing, if you feel this video is useful to you, please like and share with your friends so that they can also learn, and subscribe to our channel Knox Way to Learn. So thank you.